Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Nitrostorm here. Welcome back to RevivedWitch. So apologies if I'm like a few days late, as Camilyne has been released like a few days ago. The second banner out of the schedule that they've released for us. Goddess Dana being the one that I've talked about not too long ago. In any case, let's take a look at Camilyne. So she is a Saltstone Destroyer. And so at first impression, obviously the design's cool, but destroyers have, you could say, a not so good reputation when it comes to damage, as destroyers tend to be, more so on the tanky DPS bruiser side rather than the maximized DPS focused assassins. And so let's see what her kit is like. So Camilyne's, before I talk about her skills, do keep in mind that when I do these videos, that the skills that I take a look at are normally at maxed out level 5 active skills and level 2 passive skills. In any case, her first skill, Holy Radiance, it costs 2 order to use, and what it does is that it deals physical damage equal to 300% of Camilyne's attack to a single enemy target in the front row, and inflicts the target with 1 stack of Holy Scorch, which is a debuff that increases the damage taken from Camilyne by 10%, stacking up to 3 times. And so at max stacks, it's 30% damage taken increase from Camilyne alone. So if you have other people dealing damage, Holy Scorch will not apply to them, only to Camilyne herself. And an extra bonus here, when Holy Scorch stacks to 3 times, the next Strike of Faith, which is the second skill, will deal 3 times the damage to the target and removes all Holy Scorch effects. So essentially, do this first skill 3 times, use this to triple the damage, and then you'll have to repeat that because the stacks are removed. And speaking of her second skill, Strike of Faith, it costs 4 chaos to use, and what it does is that it deals physical damage equal to 500% of Camilyne's attack to all enemies, and when the Holy Scorch effect of the target stacks up to 3 times, Strike of Faith deals 3 times the damage and removes all stacks of Holy Scorch. So they essentially just mentions the last bit on both skills just to ensure that the reader understands how the kit works. And last but not least, Protector's Will. At level 2, it generates a shield every 4 seconds, reducing the next damage Camilyne takes by 80% and dealing an additional physical damage equal to 200% of her own attack to the enemy attacking Camilyne. So every 4 seconds, someone attacks her, she essentially counters that one attacker that hits her for 200% of her own attack, which is, decent, I guess. But yeah, first impressions, she seems to have a potential when it comes to damage. Of course, it does seem to be what you could say like a ramp up, a build up kind of thing. So you use this 3 times, which is 6 order worth, and once you get 3 stacks, you use Strike of Faith, so 500% times 3, which is 1.5k, 1500% multiplier to all enemies, which I think is actually pretty large. Now, single target wise, I believe when it comes to physical damage, I think Isabel still takes the cake. Let me just double check with you guys right here. So consumes all existing chaos energy, hitting the target in the back row 5 times, each dealing 260%. Okay, so 260% times 5 is 1300. So, okay, so whilst the chaos energy is above 3, at least 4 chaos energy, then Isabel deals the same damage as the new character, but it's easier to pull off Isabel's skills compared to Camilyne, because Camilyne does still need to ramp up by using this skill 3 times. So while it's the case that her maximum potential is technically kind of comparable to Isabel, I would still argue that because of the ramp up, it's still not as good. But this is an AoE attack, and so you could potentially use this as a potential AoE nuker for physical. So I guess good for, events and perhaps PvP. Now let's see what the unique equipment gives, in hopes that it may improve her kit further. So her unique equipment is called Peacebringer, and what it does is Holy Scorch reduces the physical defense of the target equal to 5.5% of her own attack, stacking up to 3 times. So just a quick refresher, Holy Scorch is the debuff that the first skill gives, and so just keep in mind that after you give it 3 stacks, whilst their defense is reduced by 3 times the current level, so 5.5%, after you use the second skill, it will remove all the stacks, and so the defense reduction is also removed at the same time. So just to keep in mind. So overall, Camilyne seems to be a pretty decent addition. She is a Dreamland summon, so fortunately you don't need to pull for her, because you can pull her off banner. Now, is she worth getting? In my opinion, I guess they tried to make her like the physical version of Goddess Dana, but comparing the two, I would say that Camilyne feels a little more lackluster, and so you would mainly pull her for either collection purposes or needing some AoE physical damage perhaps. But a lot of physical characters already have that decent role for AoE DPS. We did have that not too long ago, the Protector, and so she is definitely not necessary. So if you do want to pull for her still, then I wish you luck, obviously. But yeah, that's about it for this video. If you got any more questions, in regards to Camilyne or RevivedWitch in general, do let me know down in the comments below. I'll be sure to respond. It's been your boy Nitrostorm. I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Peace.